Hello twin flames, this is Victoria and I'm here with your daily energy check. Today we're going to be looking at the new moon in Leo because it is happening as I'm recording this message. Actually, the peak coming probably in a couple of hours after I'm done with this video. So let's see how it's impacting the twins. What are the opportunities arising during this time? What are the challenges? What is the general advice? And of course I'll do the messages between the twins. And at the end, I'll pull the self-compassion card. I will start with an oracle deck. Today is going to be the Sacred Traveler Oracle. Haven't used it for a while, so here we go. And of course, since we are talking about an important lunation event, I'm going to be using this is the Dream Keepers. I actually forgot what it's called. Yes, the Dream Keepers Tarot. This is it. Such a beautiful deck, very dreamy, very, to me, very moon-like in the way that manifests its energy, in the way the artwork is done. So yeah, let's see where we are. Hope you guys are doing well. So just as I'm getting the messages from Oracle, we got two for the feminines, by the way. I'm gonna say that keep in mind that Leo is a fire sign, so if you like working with fire as an element to, to do certain rituals, right? It can even be like over a fire or a fire pit, even with a candle that counts as fire, right? Like maybe if you have certain affirmations or mantras or prayers, you can say them with the candles, for example, right? So there are different creative ways of how you can use the energy of fire. It's really useful during this time. Of course, we're talking about setting intentions, and there's so much happening in the month of August, and with different transits where planets are in retrograde, and with the recent change of the North Node and South Node for the collective, we are being pushed more than ever to see what, and end with this fire sign, to see what our passions are and how we want to present ourselves into the world. That's the Leo energy, right? How do I want to be seen, right? Well, ideally I want to be seen authentically, right? But that's that connection of like how I see myself, that's Aries. How other people see me, that's more of a Leo energy, right? So you're shining your sun. It's the sunny sun card in tarot, or strength card in tarot. It's those kind of qualities. Yes, the lion's qualities. We just had the Lion's Gate, which was massive in terms of setting ourselves up for ascension, for switching timelines, for bringing the union closer with our person, for accomplishing new levels of success in our mission. And so that was last week, and now just a week after, exactly a week after, we're having this milestone, which helps solidify those plans, those intentions, those goals. So make sure you have it very clear, that there is no fuzzy energy, that there is no wishy-washy energy, like I'm not sure whether that's the right move for me, or like I want to be with this person, but I actually also like this person a lot. Like if you're starting to swivel and kind of like zigzag into here and there, the universe is not, well, that's how it's gonna take it, and that's what you're gonna get. It's gonna be a little bit here, a little bit there, but it's gonna be a lot harder for you to achieve what you're willing to achieve in this lunation cycle. So just keep that in mind, keep it clear, and with the Leo energy as the inspiration in mind. So, Divine Feminines, you have stepping into power. Speaking of the Strength card, you are strong beyond measure. What does it mean to you? Think about that. If there are any gaps you'd like to close, this is the perfect timing. Wondrous universe, walk in beauty. And that's also very much a Leo energy, I would say. To me, this is that, right? Leos can notice that beauty, right? And they like to present themselves as a beautiful being, authentically, well, in a, ideally in the divine energy. So walk in beauty Again, maybe some of you need to think about what actually your appearance is like, and are you happy with it yourself, right? It's not about fitting a certain template, it's about, are you happy? Is that how you want people to see it? Does that correspond to the image you want to create, right? What is happening with your home? What is happening with your close relationships? All that can be beautiful, or it can be ugly, and it can add to your day naturally, or it can add a burden to your day. That was the quote of the reading. For masculines, we have wandering path, enjoy the journey. Yeah, kind of similar. It doesn't say much about the beauty, it's more like an exploration, right? So give yourself a chance to explore, especially as we are in retrogrades and we are driven within, we are asked to explore ourselves, our relationships with others, what kind of companionships we want to create. Do they satisfy our needs? Those kind of things. Explore and don't be afraid to look kind of like in darker corners, those areas where you feel like it's going to be painful, or your psyche is trying to protect you, and you usually just, or maybe if it's a relationship, you just don't want a confrontation because you know there will be one if you raise that question, right? Look at those things. And even if you're not ready to talk about that with your person, whatever the relationship is, right? But at least look at it for yourself, so you get more information, so you understand why is it important, why you haven't discussed it yet, how can you bring it up so it's done in a loving way, and it's driven towards finding a solution and not just pointing fingers or just uploading your upsets onto another person. Okay, let's get into tarot. So let's see what are the opportunities. Oops, sorry guys, I lost a few cards. What are the opportunities for divine feminines in this new moon in Leo? What is the opportunity for divine feminine energy? The High Priestess, which is the Cancer energy, and Ten of Swords. Yeah, so putting some kind of a painful cycle away, you know, seeing clearly what it was about and why it happened in your life, right? Like in the moment it caused a lot of pain, but now since this is the end of the cycle and you're letting it go, you're releasing it, you're able to see why it was a blessing in disguise. What was the lesson? What have you learned? And you couldn't have learned in a different way, most likely, right? You're seeing it that way and you're letting it go so you can focus on bigger and better things, right? And being a High Priestess, assume your role, you know, as this guide, both for yourself and your person, kind of for the connection in terms of like the spiritual compass, you know, what is next? What are we striving for? How do we want to create that space for other people to be able to use this guidance, to use this compass for ourselves, for themselves too. This is beautiful, actually. A lot of planning and I wouldn't say strategy, but like what is it called? Bird view level of vision, right? Like a high level vision of next steps of plans. What are the opportunities for divine masculines during this new moon in Leo? Of course, I dropped it. The moon, look at that. Kind of on the nose, but yeah, let's see what the clarifies. The moon is a Pisces energy, so it's about connecting with the cosmos, the connection with ancestors, with guides, you know, being like in that. And that's another way of seeing the wandering path, by the way, right? Because the ethers, there's no structure the same way we have it in 3D. It's kind of a different world, different language, so it may feel a bit chaotic. It may feel like as you're exploring it that you're not really sure where you're going you're not always sure who you're talking to, but you know, use your intuition. That's a really great and by the way, the Sun card on the bottom of the deck, this is a really great opportunity to dive into your senses and let go of your conscious brain. And for the masculine energy, this is a superb way to make that connection naturally, so you can tap into it whenever and wherever you feel that need, without any big preparation or certain setup or setting that you may need otherwise. It's kind of in reverse. I'm gonna take it in reverse. So we have the moon with the Four of Cups and Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So again, to me, this is a lot of becoming and seeing and plan. I mean, it is the new moon, right? We're setting intentions. So the masculines are setting intentions for a new opportunity, and in the physical and emotionally, in the connection, in the relationship. For a lot of them, it will be with divine feminines. For others, it might be healing a different relationship in their life with a parent, a friend, a child, a colleague. But it is an important relationship, and they decided they don't want to leave it to where it is right now. They're not happy with where it is, and they want to do better. And they also want to be able to start something in the physical that will be bringing spiritual abundance. I'm hearing it will be helping them and hopefully other people be more, do more, see more, you know, because they realize, especially with the strong moon energy, how much is out there that is still to be perceived, that you can tune into, that can really help you navigate your life, so you don't have to struggle and overthink and do back and forth and hot and cold in terms of how you take those steps and how you build your life, right? You can tap into that higher consciousness and into the divine power and get that guidance, right? So this is the masculines kind of exploring how they can do that, how they can turn things around where they are not happy. So there is an opportunity to see new options. That's the opportunity, really, to see a different perspective than the masculines have used before. Okay. This is getting a little long, so I'm thinking how I wanna... Well, the other one was supposed to be the challenges. Yeah, let's do the challenges with the same deck, and then I'll use the After Tarot for advice. So challenges for feminines. Seven of Pentacles. It's interesting. So the blending part could be a challenge, and Ace of Wands in reverse. Yeah, so you may feel a little bit disconnected from your natural ability to kind of go with the flow. It might be a little bit off, or you may not get the usual signals or signs and nudges that you're used to, you know, that you already used to use for your navigation, for healing, for support, right? So it's almost like the universe is giving you a chance to figure it out for yourself, right? To shine that light, that sun energy, that is a Leo energy, onto yourself, right? To be that healer for yourself, right? On the other hand, it may be difficult to plan something solid and specific because of just how much, and you can feel it, the things are in the air. There's a lot of unknown, and we are kind of like, not forcefully, but very firmly being put into place where we're supposed to surrender and kind of see where the things take us, right? What do we have for the masculines in terms of challenges? We have the Devil. Yep, that could be a challenge. Clarified by Two of Pentacles. Yeah, so there is that's the eternal choice, right? Do I choose the convenient option, or I choose the convenient option, but will keep something that will keep me where I am right now, more or less? it's a comfortable option versus an option that is challenging, that is scary to my brain because I don't know how to make it work yet. But it's exciting, and if I succeed, it's just gonna be victory all around, right? And it could be different for different people. In this deck, it's very clearly a love connection here with the devil, but it can really be anything. So yes, for some masculines, it's a choice between some sort of a karmic partner and the DF, and considering the pros and cons, you know, because there are pros and cons in each of those situations. Usually the biggest difference with the divine feminine, with a twin flame partner, as opposed to a karmic partner, is that with a karmic partner, there's some sort of a difference of values. There is some kind of disconnect in how people see their life on like a higher level, right? And it may, for a lot of people, it may not seem like a big deal in the moment, because they'll also see at the same time a lot of pros of why it may be an easier option, a more stable or more sure thing, right? But that's the lesson really, and that's the karmic cycle of when they realize that they don't want to bargain on that value. They don't want to compromise that part of their lifestyle because it's important to them, especially since there is already somebody, and they cannot unsee that, they cannot unknow that there is somebody who does match them in that energy with those values. Okay, action advice for the feminines during this time. You have the Tower in reverse. I'm getting, don't rush the Tower. The Tower knows when to come in. Knight of Cups in reverse. Yeah, so the more you're gonna be like trying to get things under control, the bigger the ricochet effect will be, and the longer there will be a delay for communication, right? So don't force it. Don't be upset if you're not having any communication from DMs at this time. It is that big retrograde period, so a lot of us are naturally guided just to take care of our own stuff, you know, tie up some loose ends, right? So if that's the case, just let it kind of glide naturally. And even if the Tower moments comes in, getting that it's not gonna be like a end of the world situation. It's not like everything is gonna fall apart and you'll have to start from scratch. No, it's not gonna be like that. It's more of a realization of certain principles, certain patterns that you may still be figuring out. So be open to that information. And if something starts coming up as a trigger, as something you don't want to talk about, you don't want to see, focus on that. That's your clue. That's where that new knowledge may come in. What is the advice for masculines at this time? Six of Swords. I like that. Let's clarify. Okay, I got 3 cards to clarify, but it's okay, I'll take them. Fear of Cups, the Death, and the World. Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So the masculine is stepping into a new land, and they know that the feminine is ahead. Look at this card. The feminine is already there, and they're catching up now with the transformation and the ego death, with seeing that bigger picture, that vision, and with learning to build relationships that are fruitful, that are happy, that are joyful, where there is no competition, there is no manipulation. You're not trying to test people if they have any hidden agenda. You know, it's a lot more fluid and authentic. And the masculines notice that the feminine has a lot of that knowledge. So now they're catching up. Yes, and the advice is basically, again, soak it in. It's all good. It's not being given to you so that you beat yourself up for how you've done things wrong in the past. It's given to you so that you understand how you want to build those relationships for the future, whether it's with the same people or new people, but At least you, well, I mean, of course you can apologize and, you know, get some sort of closure for the past experience, but more importantly, it's how you're going to be taking things forward in this new cycle that is starting with this new moon. Messages from masculines to feminines. And I have a lot, but I'm, just gonna do this quickly because I also want to do the self-compassion thing. Let me hold you. If I follow you, I could lose everything. Reach out. They're really missing you. I'm getting that energy. I'm just feeling it. Missing you, feminines. If I asked you to stay, would you leave? And I'm a very jealous person. Yeah, so they're missing you. They want to hear from you. And they are thinking, are you not talking to them because you're talking to someone else? It is like that. So masculines, if this is relevant to you, if you feel it resonates, that is one of your patterns to work through towards smoother, more fluid relationships, where you have more trust, right? Where you learn to not drive yourself crazy with all these thoughts. Okay, messages from feminines to masculines. Wow, that's a lot. But yeah, it's okay, I'll take it too. So the first card that fell out was, I'm in so much pain. That's a 10 of Swords that we saw. So feminines is still closing out certain painful patterns. And again, you may be wanting to set this as one of your intentions to heal this, whatever it is, whatever is troubling you. You don't have to be specific, but you know, whatever is on the surface now, it's important to heal it and release. And you're working through those patterns for both twins. Remember that. So it's super important, partly because it will enable your DM to stop following that programming in their brain. Please give me time. I've never felt this way before. Yeah, so it's painful. It's also scary because it's like, well, I know this is my person, but right now things aren't looking that sunny. So yeah, it's scary. That I love them so much, I'm hearing, but things are not looking that great right now. Yeah, no. You are my everything. Wait, and I want to start a family with you. Beautiful. Yeah, so, and for wait, I'm getting that this is actually the feminines are saying this to themselves, that there is no rush, that it's all gonna come together, but they can wait until both of you guys are on the ascended level where you can meet each other in this love, where it's not going to be more hurt or negative karma, where you can actually start creating from a place of love together, this beautiful life together. Okay, so let's get a card of self-compassion. Last but not least, mirror time. I don't remember if we had it, but it's a good one, so I'm gonna read it anyway. If you've made a mistake or fallen short in some way, which is an important topic that we've discussed today, and the self-blame won't relent, go to the mirror. Yes, now. Look yourself in the eyes and say, I forgive you. I love this one. For the new moon especially. I hope this has been useful for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy new moon in Leo. I will be talking a little bit more about retrogrades this week as well, especially since we have the Mercury retrograde begin on Sunday. Oof. So yeah, stay tuned and I'll be back with more readings very soon.